Hey, amazing ladies. Welcome to the HerStory podcast. I am your host, Kylie King, and today I am joined by the amazing Neville from Missy's Magic Styles. She's a hairdresser, she's based in Canberra, and she's also an Alibi Award winner this year for the Overcoming the Odds category. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, how you going? You've got me.
I am so happy that you're able to get out of your busy schedule because I know you're booked out for like 2 years in a row now. So thank you so much for fitting me in.
That's okay. It's good.
So do you want to share with the ladies just a little bit about yourself and what do you do?
I am a mother of 3. I'm a business owner. I work in the bridal industry. I'm pretty most sorted in ACT and New South Wales. I'm also a community worker, which is for the less fortunate people in Canberra with special needs, disadvantaged people, PTSD, domestic violence, palliative care, and a lot more. So I'm pretty called on quite often. But yeah, it's good.
Cool. So just to mention your community involvement. So by helping the community and all those amazing causes, are you doing their hair? Are you just going to pick me up? Like, what do you do in that?
I just cut their hair. So basically cut and feel good moments. Spend an hour with the elderly. So I've got about 8 or 7 98-year-old women that are basically at home, can't get out because of either health-wise or physical ability or depression or anxiety because of COVID. So I basically go to their house, spend an hour with them, give them a haircut and just chit chat and a coffee if need be. But mainly an advocate for a lot of them as well.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's amazing.
Yeah, and the same with palliative care. They're the people that no one wants to touch, no one wants to go near. Hairdressers swear at them, say we don't do something that bad. So basically I'm an advocate for palliative care really high in Canberra and the outskirts of New South Wales. So it's basically one of those things that people don't want to do. So I put my hand up and say, hey, I'll do it.
That's amazing. I can't believe that people would say no and then that they would just be rude in delivering a service to someone in such a way. Like they are still here. They're still human. They still deserve respect and any type of customer service. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for opening my eyes to that because I didn't know that.
There's a lot of heartache in the elderly or people with cancer or someone that's diagnosed that they've only got 6 weeks to live. Yeah, so it's really eye-opener. So my work is very intense on, I know, most of my days in the community work, but then the weddings just make it happy. So I get the best of both worlds.
So what made you get into the community component?
I basically started my business and left hairdressing from a salon, and I've been in big salons like David Jones and 12 hairdresser salons throughout. And I was at one little suburban salon and my husband said, get away from it, go and work for yourself. And we were only dating by then. And I went, hell no, have you seen what society is like out there? I can't do that. Went out there and within 3 months I was booked out for 12 months. And then by 6 months I was booked out 2 years in advance. So it went pretty quick in the community work. And then I lost probably, when I fell pregnant with my 7-year-old, I lost 21 people within 6 months. And I just went pregnancy, kids, family, house, and business. I just had to give up the community work. So I've only been back in community for 6 months. And it's just huge. But yeah, it's one of those things I just seem to be natural at. And I don't have a problem finding clients. And then I'm like, you can go. And they're like, hell no, we're staying. So I think I never lose my clients, which is a good thing in business. But another thing, I've got clients up until 2026. So people book me that far in advance. So it's crazy. Something I'm doing right.
That's amazing. 2026. I haven't even thought about 2024 yet, Melissa, like let alone 2026. That's amazing.
No, but my brides need to.
No, that's very true. So, yeah. Okay, you work with brides. Now, there's lots of bridezillas out there. How do you, are they okay? You've got ways to like calm them, or you must have some special sauce because you booked till 2026.
I think because I'm dyslexic, so I have communication dyslexia. So I'm special needs myself. I feel a lot of people's feels before anything. So if I go into a room of 6 people, the more introverted person, I would make them feel welcome. But it's hard on us to enter a room like everybody else. But I think it's believing in yourself and just giving everyone that wow factor. Like, you're in my chair, you're important, is basically all you treat them. So I think that's all I'm doing. And it seems to be going bigger and bigger each year. And if someone's very nasty, which we have had, I've had my makeup girls and they back me 110%. So Canberra's wedding industry is really blessed with amazing suppliers and people. So I have a suppliers page of over 200 businesses that support me. So if I need something, I just send a message, or if they need anything, they'll post on my page now. So it runs itself.
Oh, well,
But
that's amazing.
with communication dyslexia, I couldn't keep up with everybody. There was too many faces and I couldn't remember everyone's name. So I just posted. So it made it easier. But yeah.
I don't know how you could have a bridezilla moment or be nasty to someone that's doing your hair and or makeup for your wedding, because at any time they could just go, see you later, like goodbye. Like, I don't know how you could do that.
I've cried. I've left crying, and I've had other suppliers going, hey, you're hooning down the highway. Are you okay? As a joke. And then I've bursted into tears. But I've gone, oh, I've just had a bad day. But it's not that bad. It's just that we take a lot more of it on if we do have someone become nasty to us in the industry. But a lot of the time it's their insecurities, not us. So they'll spit back at us, but it's because they're not feeling comfortable and they're not used to having the attention. So you've got to think of it from that point of view mainly.
And there's a lot of other stresses that go on with a wedding too, like, costs and organizing the day, and then still trying to be present in it. So you can sort of understand where they're feeling, but you just want them to, deal with that in a different way. Don't take it out on the hairdressers and the makeup stylists.
Please don't. And like, it's crazy season. If everyone could know now, we are doing our best.
Yeah, because it's the moment we're filming this is October. So yeah, it would be right up in your crazy season.
Yeah, we're getting people abuse us daily on phone calls. Why can't you fit us in? Well, sorry, it's just we're inundated. And since COVID, people are booking way ahead into their services than what they usually would as well.
Yeah, well, as you said, 2026.
Yeah.
People are booking in for 2026.
Yeah.
So you're a hairdresser.
Yeah.
What made you, instead of just going, look, I'm just going to stick to community, or I'm just going to stick with doing like mobile stuff, what made you want to get into weddings specifically?
Don't know. It just fell in my plate.
Fair enough.
And it became pretty wanted within bridal parties. And then now I've got brides that were they were in bridal parties before I even started the business. So it's like, I don't know, you just grow. And I think your reputation is your main thing on how you treated the people the first day you're open to the day you go. Everyone's important. And I think a lot of people these days don't remember that person that first booked you is also your valuable client out of about 400 people that they've told over the years. So I think I just fell into that, and I fell into community. But I remember wanting to do community because people just think they're high maintenance, and my grandmother wanted me to keep doing it when she was alive. So I think it's been a passion just to make sure that I can discount a haircut for the people that can't afford it. And in this day and age, they can't pay $80 a haircut. One of my girls that has just passed on recently, she was 92. A hairdresser went and cut her hair before she did it and charged her $120. And I'm like, that makes me ropeable to know that person spent 20 minutes with that person, cut it and left. I've had another one that has been cut and no sorry, no nothing. Sorry, I've got to go. I don't have time. Like, this type of stuff, I have to be an advocate just to make sure our elderly are looked after. And then our special needs that can't get out of the house in wheelchairs and that, people are just being so nasty. And no one wants to just go to their house. Oh, I don't have that insurance. Well, it's no different to your liability insurance. Like serious people, like you can get out, go up there 5 minutes up the road. But yeah, it makes me angry. But being an advocate for them has changed my life to make sure that there's a voice out there for them and also for me with special needs. So I'm an advocate for a lot of special needs people that you can't do this or you can't do that. Well, now I run a business. Now I'm an advocate for people with special needs. And I've done people like Jackie Lambie. So I can't be too bad. And I love that woman too. So everyone in the chair is that important. And you've just got to treat them like they're famous. Every person that walks in your door.
Yeah,
But
well, it's just customer service. Like the best, if they have a great experience, and as you mentioned, they're going to go off and tell 400 people. And I think that's where we try to, when people are chasing the money or they're chasing other things or they're just desperate to go on to the next client, like this client is not just a quick paycheck. This client could be something that could essentially make or break your business, because even when you mentioned reputation, it can take a long time to build a reputation. There's some businesses that can do it overnight. That's great. And there's some businesses that slog on for years and years and years to build a reputation. And it can be torn down very quickly, especially with the way social media is and, you know, all of that stuff that goes on and the dogpiling. Like, so every customer service, as you mentioned, it's so important. Whoever you're dealing with, make them feel special. And I'm not saying bend over backwards for crazy people, but I'm saying make that person feel special. And you don't know what could happen and what that could do for your business in regards to them coming back as a repeat customer or word of mouth referrals.
Yeah. And my hardest job now is saying no to people. That's probably my hardest because I'm already booked or I can't fit in someone that's in palliative because I can't get there because my husband's a frontliner. Like, I've got to be honest. Sorry, I've got a frontline worker. I've got 3 kids. And if I can't get a babysitter to go there, I've got to say no. Or if my kids are sick, I can't go to the palliative job because those people can die. Or my husband can put it into a control room or kill someone on the job. So we're not a normal family and we're not a normal business. But I think just giving people a go. It doesn't matter who they are. And I think I'm just proving that you can be special needs, you can still be an advocate, you can still have a small business and do all the above. And then I'm also being asked to teach and educate this year. And I'm special needs. Like, really? What's hard? Nothing. You've just got to give it a go.
And speaking about your reputation, you are an award winner, I believe a multi-award winner for your business now. And whenever I look at your profile, whenever I'm like stalking your business page, I'm just seeing I'm a finalist in this awards. I'm a finalist in this awards. I'm like, Melissa, how do you have the time? Like,
I don't. I think cut and paste seems to be good for me because of my disability. I say to people, no. I say that I've got to write it out and then just copy and paste so many things because I've got so much. But I think it's also having good coaches and good support people and being in great networking groups like yourself with Alibi and all that. If it wasn't for the girls that I meet in all these groups, I wouldn't be who I am today. So I say to people, network, be with the girls. They're not scary. They're not bitchy. I'm not bitchy. I may be crazy, but I say to people, everyone starts by saying hello to somebody else. That's all it takes. And like, I'm happy to help anyone on their journey to help them grow. But everyone's journey is everyone's journey. Everyone can do something for somebody.
Yeah. And it's true. And that's why these groups like Alibi exist, because, you know, you can feel so alone in this journey. And as we were talking about before we jumped on the podcast was, you know, there's everyone out there telling you everything's rainbows and unicorns and everything's amazing and I've made $1 million. And with Alibi, we're just straight up. And so are the ladies in there like, no, today was a shit day, or this happened, or I had a bad client. And it's okay, because then you've got the support to help pick you back up or give you a different point of view on something. You know, maybe this is how you could have dealt with it, or you can use this. And it is so important to connect, whether it is face-to-face. I know more people are craving face-to-face now because of, you know, we've come out of COVID and everyone's a bit sick of online, but you can take that online, you can do it face to face, but getting out there and actually, meeting people, as you said, it's just a hello. And I don't know why a hello is so bad. Like, I know when I walk down the street with my kids say hello to everyone and people look at them weird. And I'm just like, say hello back. What's it going to do? Nothing. It may change that person's day.
Yeah. And that's how I live. Every face has a story if only you listen for 5 minutes. And every person in my world tells me something about them. I know hairdressers get told everything. And sometimes I'm going, la, 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 change the subject because I can't listen. I'm like, I don't need to know that. But at least be open to listen and go, okay, that's a bit too much. Let's just stop it there and change subjects for 5. But you'll be amazed what you learn from that person in your seat. And like in a bridal party, there could be 10 people in my seat that day. I go home and go, holy dooly, we're burnt out. That's the part of our job that is exhausting. We're mentally done. And at crazy season, just hello to someone or a smile is all they need. And I think society has changed since COVID. People are grumpier, demanding and all that. But just be honest and go, sorry, you're being demanding, but put it back onto them. And it changes how their aggravation turns on you as well.
I think it's true, being honest, just being honest. If you can't do something, you can't do something. And then you're not getting trapped in a lie or you're not getting trapped in something else. It's just, this is where it's at. This is what's happening.
I'm too honest, I think. I'm brutally too honest.
I don't think you can be too honest. So it's okay.
I can.
All right. We've swayed off the questions a bit. So let me just go and check. So what has been your biggest challenge in business so far?
Probably COVID and running probably 200 brides and their mothers and their sisters and being open connection for them through the whole COVID time. Also the community, also the news. I think I turned around ABC a couple of times for interviews on my doorstep. Oh, can you just cut someone's hair on your doorstep? No, it's illegal. I'm a hairdresser. I can't. Go and get a stylist that can do it. But legal things that we've had, I think that was the hardest time, was saying no to your phone ringing constantly in COVID. But also saying no to these elderly that are disadvantaged, that we hope hairdressers one day look at them as, it may be cheap haircut, but at the end of the day, they're a client that adds up through the year and you get so much wisdom of them. So I think that's probably my worst thing. And having disabilities with it.
I think as well, remember that we're all going to get old. Do you know what I mean? Like, we know it's coming. We know it's coming. This is where it's going to be. So give that time, because when you hit that age and something happens, knock on wood to everyone that's listening, but if that happens, you want someone to also have that empathy, to have that and go, you know what, I'm going to come and help whoever is stuck there, and just to repeat the cycle. So, but I love people's stories. So yeah, I'm all up for chatting with an older person, a more mature person for ages. Because you learn so much, whether it's about their life or what's happened or just tips that work. So no, I've
had friends and clients that were good one day and that are disabilities now, or mentally ill or physically ill. And there's hundreds of people that I know that it could happen to us tomorrow. Yeah. And that's the way I look at it. My community is rich. Like, I've got the best community out there, but at the end of the day, you've got to work at it. It's a heartache. Like, I won't say it's easy, but give it a go. I say the more you put into the business, the more you get out.
So what has been your biggest achievement so far?
Having bookings up to 5 years in advance. I can't ask for any more. And my regular clients, they're my heart and soul, the people that I've got to fight for.
How do you deal with bookings so far in advance? Do you because I couldn't fathom that. Like, I would be like, what do I do? Like, what's happening in 5 years? Do you keep contact with them? Like, do you check in, or how does that work?
We check in. They've got basically unlimited access to me. Once they book me, they've got unlimited access. They'll send me text messages. They'll send me photos.
Oh, wow.
They'll send me random messages anytime and I'll just answer. My accountant had a heart attack and closed all my invoices 1 year. So I learned pretty hard that Thank God I had hard copies of every wedding that I have. And then I said to him, oh no, he said, would you like me to data enter it? And I went, hell no, I'll do it. Just don't lose it for the next 5 years in advance. So I learned really early in business that no one's perfect. Even the professionals are not perfect, but my OCD actually saved my own butt. I also think that when you're in business, that booking that far in advance is easy. You've always got records. So I find even MYOB doesn't go that far in advance. You've got to keep moving them on every 12 months, but you just keep changing the date. So anyone out there that's in accounts or anything, best thing you can do is start looking at businesses that are service businesses that book out for years in advance, because there's nothing there, nothing at all. So that's a new market, someone's business, good luck. But they probably don't know or
And
really
hook up with Melissa, because she's given you that idea. So make sure you test her business first, and get it working for her. So
but yeah, no, that's probably the best advantage that I've had in business, is learning how far you can push your limits, literally.
Is there any advice that you wish someone had given you when you started your business journey that may have saved some heartache or anything like
Maybe
that?
keep your own personality.
I like that one.
Like, don't change for others, because you can't hold it. People see through it. And your heart and soul, I see it in so many people that you can see through it, and eventually they come and they go, hey, how do you do it? And I said, be true to yourself. It can be a shit fight. I'm not going to say it's not, but reach out to help. For anyone that needs help, reach out. It's not scary. It's easy. I need help all the time, being special needs, but having your top 5 people with you, or a group around you always, or your network groups, just helps you that little bit more.
No, that's a good one. I think everyone should go back and rewind and listen that to again. Be yourself, because that is your business, especially the service-based business. It is your personality. So stop trying to fit in the boxes or what you think people want when they probably don't want that anyway. They just want to know you.
Yeah, exactly. And I failed everything at school. I was in classes with kids that are monkeys. I was actually told, you're not going to be anything. You're not going to do anything. You better leave year 10 now. So to hear that you're nothing but shit in year 10, I'm just proving now. Those people see me now. I just go, yeah, whatever. But it's proving that people with disabilities can go further. So, and because we've got a disability, don't say you can't do something. Yeah, I'm always chased by my coach and I hang up and I go, I can't talk to you. You're too scary. But that's my way of doing it to her. And I'm like, look, I'll call you back in a couple of weeks when I can handle you. But that is the disability. She even said to me once, how are we going to do this? And I said, yeah, because she was a friend first and in business, I said, would you take me on? And this was just before COVID. And she's like, holy Christ. And I said, I'm not that bad. And she goes, how the heck are we going to do this? And I go, I don't know. You're the coach. You're the one that's meant to do it. But I've been with her over 4 years and she's still my best friend. Yeah, I'll avoid her. She knows that. But I'm literally kicking goals by myself when I can. And look, today I've done my first podcast after 5 years with Kylie. But yeah, so I think it's amazing what anyone can do.
So just to cover it quickly, because I'm not sure, with your disability that you mentioned, it's communication dyslexia.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I know this is my ignorance.
No, that's all right.
With dyslexia, I know you write, sometimes your letters and stuff are mixed up. So what's communication dyslexia?
Comprehension. So when people talk to me, I don't comprehend. Like, my brain thinks quicker and everything's in pictures a lot of the time. So when I go to do a hair color, I see it. I don't measure it. So I'm a scientist's worst nightmare. But my clients love it because the outcome is better than what they think. But people with disabilities or with communication dyslexia, we comprehend things different. So my husband gets cranky weekly that I'll do something for dinner and I'll miss things in a recipe. But to me, I'm not missing it. But you guys say there is definitely missing the salt or definitely missing the tomatoes in it or something like that. But yeah, it's really hard to understand anxiety, frustrations, emotional. So we're a lot more emotional than the average person. So if someone's got a disability, I can pick it before I walk into a room. Like I've just got that, I don't know, sense about it. Introverts, I pick up on introverts straight away. Extroverts. So we are different in the way of comprehending things. So I can't read and write like many, and people go, oh my God, how do you do what you do? So if I was to read something, anything over a paragraph, I can't read. So I don't know, it's a bit of everything in it. ADHD, compulsive disorders, I don't know, a bit of everything. So I've never really sat down and said exactly what's in it, but it's mainly comprehension.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for, because I'd heard of the one, but not that. So I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. So Chinese whispers, don't give it to me. Okay. It'll be completely the wrong whisper by the time it gets back.
It'd be more fun then. It would be more fun. So it would end up with lots of other different stuff. So,
yeah, trust me, it's been one of those drink parties, things that we've done, and yeah, it wasn't a good idea.
So what, if you're willing to share, what is your ultimate goal for your business?
So at the present, I'm still looking for commercial spots to change the hairdressing world completely as a 360, completely different to a lot of salons. It won't be a salon, it'll be a specialized thing. Plus, I want to do products and everything under my name that I use and what I like, and bring in a lot of things that I like, and then employ some community people to work in it. So anyone with disabilities, old, young, whatever, and that they can do all the distributing. So massive goals and areas out that way. But I think I'm struggling to take the next step. So it'll eventually come.
That's because you keep avoiding your coach, lovely. Just...
Now I hope to Christ she doesn't see
it. You know she will.
Ashley. So a lot of people in Australia know her.
You know she will, because she'll be like, I want to just check. Melissa's done this. She stepped outside of her. Maybe this will keep her off your back for a bit, because she'll be like, podcast done.
No.
You can go chill for a bit.
No.
I tried. I'm sorry.
This year I was going to do an MBA, and I think the MBA people were just like, why? So I have all these little, I'll try this. But no, she keeps me grounded.
Hey, an MBA is cool. I've got one of them.
Yeah, they were.
It's a lot of work, though.
Conversations.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm high maintenance, so I think it was too hard basket for them.
Their loss.
Yeah, but that's all right. That's a cross in the box. See, nothing's perfect.
Exactly. That's all right, because you're already teaching anyway.
To a degree, yeah. Yeah, true.
So being all the amazing hats you wear that come under your business, and being a sought after hairdresser because you're booked till like 5 years in advance.
Yeah.
What would be your advice for others in business? Now, it can be about hair, it can be about business, it can be about anything. Like, what's a tip that you would share?
Just go and do it. Stop saying it's too hard. Just get out and have a go. Anyone can have a business. Anybody. Within reason, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I reckon just go and do it. And especially the young ones just starting up, like that have just started their business. Reach out to the oldies like us that have been in business 10 and 12 years, because even you may think it's a stupid question. It might be something that we still deal with 12 years on. Nothing's stupid in business.
That's it. Nothing is. So where do we stalk you?
I don't know. Would you want to stalk?
That's why you're here, so the listeners can stalk you. Now, where do they stalk you?
Instagram, Facebook, but I'm not normal, so don't expect high expectations. So a lot of my stuff I can't show.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have done a couple of homeless people, and I've taken photos of the back of them, but a lot of my work is privacy, and you can't let people do it. But there'll be posts there randomly about stuff like that. The weddings will be up there, and then the networking, hanging out with different people all over Australia.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn.
And
But
if
yeah.
you've got any brides that are looking for 2027, 2028, they can book in.
Yeah, good luck. I'm hoping to get more up to Sydney nowadays too, so it'll be good.
Cool. So you're on Facebook and Insta as Mrs. Magic Styles.
Yep.
She's also in the Australian Ladies in Business community, so you can tag her and she's more than happy to jump on and answer any questions.
Yeah.
Just one final question from me. Your beautiful purple trophy,
Yes.
where is it in your house? I just
At
like
the
to know where it is.
It's protected and stashed from the kids.
Okay, fair call.
But it has come out a couple of times when clients come. They want to see it.
No, that's fair enough. I just want to know because I went to a meeting last week and found out that someone had already damaged theirs. So I was like, oh, you're banned. I'll repo that trophy. No, I'm just joking.
My bridal gift got broken a couple of weeks ago, and I had a bridesmaid reach out and say, I just broke her gift. Can you replace? And I'm like, yeah, next batch, next year. We'll throw a one. But yeah.
Well, you give gifts to your brides. Oh, cool.
Clients. I have calendars for my clients, but the bad thing is if they've got eyesight problems, they're a bit tiny. So I said, just get a magnifying glass. So it becomes a joke, but they can see the number and everything. But yeah, no, I have a lot of marketing media stuff around the place.
Beautiful. Well, I look forward to one day coming down to Canberra or you coming up to Sydney, and then we can actually meet face to face.
Yes.
And thank you so much for joining and sharing your wisdom, your fun, your personality on this podcast today.
Thank you for having me.